What is up, man? This is your boy Yarn, the CarioCityGamer. And 8 months ago, yeah, 8 months ago, we sold our soul to a couple. What? Now, you all may be wondering, wait, what is he talking about?
Hey everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glanced around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's pleasing to meet you. Sour, you always says nice things about you. Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Hey Carian, what a surprise. What a nice surprise. Welcome to the Literature Club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Noxky. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Noxky, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes according to Saori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Saori says that quietly in her ear. Saori says that quietly in my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Noxky. Always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest girl in the club. The smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appeared completely more mature and timid, seemed to have a hard time keeping up with people like Saori and Noxky. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Cario. Monica smiled sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, and athletic. Basically completed out of my league. Having her smile at me so genuinely feels like you too, Monica. Come, sit down, Carian. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls had a few desks arranged to a form of the table. So, as Saori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is no space next to, so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Saori. Natsuki and Yuri walked over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabbed a wrap tray and Yuri opened the closet. Still feeling awkward, I took a seat next to Saori. Natsuki proudly marched back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Oh, wow! Natsuki lifted the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like small cats. Well, like cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Noxky. Well, just hurry and take one. Saori grabbed one first, then Monica, then I follow. It's delicious. Saori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turned the cupcake into my fingers and looked at the best angle to take a bite. Noxky is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bit down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. It's really good. Thank you, Noxky. Why are you thanking me? It's not like haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did, Saori said. Well, maybe. but not for you. No, you dummy. Alright, alright. I gave up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismissed the conversation. Yuri turned to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully placed the tea in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You should keep a whole lot of tea you sure do keep a whole lot of tea in the classroom. Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I mean, yeah. I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiled to herself in relief. Monica raised an eyebrow, then smiled at me. So, what made you consider joining the literature club? I was afraid of that question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Saori. Well, I hadn't joined any clubs yet, and Saori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. Well, we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Well, I'm the president of the book club. It's still set in stone. So we may agree on some things. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member of any of the major clubs, Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd rather much take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. If it encouraged others to get into the literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri nodded in agreement. Then I'm surprised that there aren't more people in this club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that grabs your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events, like the festival, that much more important. I'm confident that we all really grow in this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah. We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agreed. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they're all so delighted by the idea of new members joining. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking about seeing Yuri's sad smile. I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build up deep and complex fantasy worlds. The Third Eye. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds comfort in the words of the book, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep physiological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can be so deliberate and take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you in the loop. I am a writer myself, so I can really speak for all writers that is happening. But when we use when our imagination, when we write stories, we want people to be part of the journey. We don't want to just take over their imagination on their own. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Like I've been playing a lot of horror games lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately got something I could relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't expect that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, now I have to back up with that. Another world. Yuri is giving clues that they're not all from one world. Another world, then really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world. It's only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes darted over to me for a split second. Never mind, she knows something. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looks like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. And give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems. Everything you do is just so cute as you are. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometimes? No. Natsuki averted her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe you should share some of your work. You can set an example and help Natsuki feel free to enjoy her share. Comfortable enough to share hers. I guess that's the same for Yuri. Aww, I wanted to read everyone's poem. We all sat in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Oh god. Natsuki and Yuri looks quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home, write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we'll share them with each other. That way everyone's even. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Cario? Monika smiled warmly at me again. Hold on, there's still a problem. And what's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I hadn't said I joined this club. Sorry, May had convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls staring back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought, Cario, you all, let's just follow the flow. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That's it. That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes lit up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sawyer wrapped her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would have been super peeved. Would have been super mad. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the Literature Club. Ah, thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment? Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looked over at me once more. Cario, I'm looking forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my meteoric writing skills? Hey, I'm not a meteoric writer. In fact, I got a poem I would love to share with y'all. I already felt the anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continued to chit-chat as Yuri and Nasi clean up their food. Hey, Karia, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Suri and I never walk home together anymore because she's always starting after school. She's always staying after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us departed the club room and made our way at home. The whole way, my mind wandered back and forth between the four girls. Sori, Nazuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. And since we're writing a poem, since it gives us a... Hi again, Karia. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club, and I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Karia. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not really accustomed to it. And come on, like he deserves it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. How dependable. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy and it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Well, that's so... Is that so? You two really are good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. Oh, come on, you and Kario can become good friends too. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious of the whole weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you and a pleasant surprise is a pleasant surprise. It makes me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah. I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Vera reaches in her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out. So I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you want. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked up a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'm definitely reading this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think about it. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activity for the club. but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book, and I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Nazuki is rummaging around in the closet. I close my eyes and end up listening to Sari's conversation with Monica. We're probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, right? Clubs though. Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone that literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of literature sounds too dense and intellectual. We just need a way to showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to the creative minds. That doesn't sound like the problem though. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know. And after they come, we can do the thing to speak to the creative minds. What's that? Stories is taking this real serious. That's a good point. In that case, do you think food would do the trick? What kind? Well, I guess we could. Cupcakes. Good thinking. Nasi would love to do that. You're right. Nasi makes the best cupcakes. That worked out pretty. That's worked out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested. Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. That was the creative mind. Cupcakes is then. I'm hungry. Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayuri is still her usual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayuri can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about everything. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. I open my eyes to find Sayuri's face filling my vision. I nearly fell down on my chair. Sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club. Does our school have a napping club? You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in the club, you're gonna have to have lesser time for anime, you know. You need to get used to it. Don't say that so loud. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard. It's true though. Yeah, I know. You're always looking out for me, sorry. That's what I do. It's what I do best. That's not a problem. What about you? You're looking out for me better than you're looking out for yourself. You still oversleeping every day, aren't you? Not every day. That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time? That's a secret. I knew it. Come on. At least give me the benefit of a doubt. I can't ever do that. Look, sorry, it's written all over you. Sorry, glanced around at herself. How is it written all over me? You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out, even out all over here, or all around here. I run my fingertip through the side of Sari's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need to brush for this. My hair is really, really hard to get ready. My hair is really hard to get right. I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. And there's a toothpaste stain on your collar right here. I try to wipe the stain off with my finger. But nobody ever noticed that. Nobody would ever notice that. Of course they would. Nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I really don't care about these things. Well, that. You meanie. And you don't even look, and you don't even keep your blazer button up. Seriously, sorry. Why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? That's super mean. Sorry, but you'll stink me later. I start to button up her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind.
Aww.
This is a little bit too up close and personal, but hey, it's cute. This is so funny. What about it? What is? Well, I was just thinking about how weird it is to have a friend who does these kind of things. Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Stupid. It's okay though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you? I guess. Hey, be careful. That button might come off. Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button close to her chest, near her chest. Does this thing even fit you properly? It didn't. It did when I brought it. If you ever button it, and you wouldn't have noticed sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. Why are you smiling? What are you smiling about? It means oh god. Mean my boobs are getting bigger. Again. Don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look much better now, so... Aha. Why does it feel so strange to see Shari's blazer button up like that? But it's so stuffy. It's not worth it at all. Sorry, hastily unbuttoned her blazer once more.
Bruh.
Phew. That's so much better. Sorry put her arm around puts her arm out and twirls around. So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right? Well, what kind of logic is that? Anyway, why are you saying that like that's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like this. And you'd take care of me better than anyone else would anyway. So that's why I keep it unbuttoned. Stop saying all these embarrassing things. I didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Well, anyway, let's focus on trying to wake up a little earlier. Only if you can focus on getting to bed earlier. Fine. It's a deal. I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves. Yeah, I guess so. So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning. You're doing it again, sorry. Oh, but I was joking that time. Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes. We're about to end it with the poem, reading it. Okay, everyone. Monica suddenly called out. Why don't we share the poems we wrote now? Yay! Cario, I can't wait to read yours. Yeah, same. I felt the sound and enthusiasm, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share it with? I can't wait! Sori and Monica enthusiastically pulled out their poems. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Now, since I think I chose both Sayori and Yuri's path, because they both seem to hop up and down happily. If I show Nazuki first, she's probably gonna slap me. So let me show it to Yuri. Yuri seemed the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. Alright. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passed, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. Oh, there's so much reading in this. I can't even keep up with my own voice. I can't keep up with the voices I'm giving everyone. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading it through. Do it. Ah, so it's that bad. No. Did I just read my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to the new people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical for new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think that most of the noticeable things that I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic no matter what topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both of the style and the expressed experiences are weak. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can blame for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing, even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together, and it's probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by experience and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Nazuki can be a little more biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing for herself to me or to Nazuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd like to share my thought processes behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Okay. Damn. The ghost under the light, the tender tassels of my hair illuminate behind the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the presence, but living in the past. The light flickers black, back. Okay, I don't understand it yet. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah. Well, I don't read script very often. Even though I write cursive all the time. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Are you into ghosts here? Actually, the story isn't about the ghost at all, Kario. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance at it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experience in their work. They usually do more than just a simple story, or paint a picture. In that case, perhaps the subject of the poem is just being symbolical compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn. Putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Okay, so Yuri read it. Here we are like 3 minutes later. Let's go to Sayori next. Oh my goodness. That's so good, Kario. I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer. Sorry. You must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. Jeez. Yuri's opinion was way more constructive than this. Maybe even Nazuki. Are you sure you don't like it because I just wrote it? Well, I'm sure about that part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know. So, when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a Cario poem. And that's what makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you really are a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Kario. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know. Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motivation here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have a lot of fun here, okay? That'll be my new way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now, you'll read mine's poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm not really bad at this. I'm really bad at this. Well, we'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blind in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away another rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret. I trust you too. If it wasn't you, I could sleep forever. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. That last line. I want breakfast. Sorry. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I'm still trying my best. Ah, yeah. I didn't mean to say that it's a bad poem. It came down nice, or how I should put it. It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially the last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. That's so much fun. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Ah, yeah. But next time I won't forget. I'm going to write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I'm looking forward to it.
So we're gonna say Nazuki and Monica for the next episode. I'm sorry this has been on hold for like 3 months. I'm sorry that this will you mute? Hello. Alright. I'm sorry that this took 8 months for me to get back. 8 freaking months. I'm thinking at the end of every Doki Doki Literature Club episode, I should read a little poem to you all on something that I wrote during the summertime or just during my time really growing up. I call this one My One True Love. Lost it all to the fires, can't reclaim her beautiful attires. Was blind by love, and I still am. True love truly is as fragile as a stem. Break me apart just like my heart. I remember us from the start. She spread her wings just like a dove, while I'm still stuck here watching her above. And without a doubt she flew away, while I'm wondering will we meet again someday. Yeah, I'm a poet. I'm a writer, I'm a script writer. But anyway, if y'all did enjoy this episode, go and show a like button, some family love. If you're new to the channel and wish to be part of it, go and hit subscribe, turn on notifications so you won't miss any more extraordinary content just like this one. I'm gonna probably make part 3 right after this episode. I just love this game, and when MatPat made the theory about a couple years back, it got me back into it because I want to know more about it, and I don't want to just experience the second game without completing the first game. So it's about time I complete the first game. Remember, we as a family stay together as we continue to grow together. I love each and every one of you all, and I'll of course see you all my family in the next video. Peace.